This is the HomeTech Podcast for Friday, May 15th from Sarasota, Florida. I'm Seth Johnson.
From Mason, Ohio, I'm TJ Huddleston.
And from Pickering, Ontario, I'm Gavin Campbell.
And welcome to the HomeTech Podcast, a podcast all about home automation, home technology, and TJ just being everywhere but home, it seems. Wow.
Yeah, I'm never home. It is really sad at this moment. I want to sleep in my bed, you know? Hotel beds are never good. And this trip, we actually forgot the pillows, too. So I have to use hotel pillows, which are always the thinnest possible pillows.
They're never great. They look nice, and then all of a sudden you lay on them, and you may as well just...
They just compress instantly, you know? I like my hotels at, or my pillows at Hotel Gavin. Those ones are pretty nice, so...
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, we like the fluffy pillows.
Yeah, you guys have good ones.
Well, how was Canada? How was Hotel Gavin?
It was pretty nice, honestly. It was we drove up there with Justin from Apollo Automation. I think we left at like 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that. We ended up getting there like 2 o'clock, I think. Oh. We stopped a lot. We stopped at Niagara Falls. We saw that. That was kind of nice, you know. Bunch of water rushing over a cliff. So
yeah,
very, very fast water. And then we made our way up to Canada. So it was a good trip, honestly.
Sounds like I didn't realize I guess you are really close, actually. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like 8 hours altogether.
Yeah.
To Gavin. Niagara Falls, I think, is like 6 hours.
I drove across the entire state of New York to get to Niagara Falls, and it felt like it took forever. I don't know why.
A big state.
Yeah. I guess it is just about the same distance. I also had a 2-year-old in tow, so...
Oh, yeah.
Everything takes forever when you have to stop every, 20 or 30 minutes.
Well, this trip was nice because Justin has a Tesla, and he drove it all the way there, and it had full self-driving. So it pretty much drove itself, I would say, the majority of the way. So that was the first cross-country road trip I've done in quite a while where I did not have to drive.
That is nice. So you just stuck it on autopilot and just went on down the road and you didn't have to...
Yeah.
Wow. It's nice.
Pretty cool because we took it all over the city too. And every time we took it, we just let it drive itself to everywhere. That's pretty good.
Gavin was obsessed with letting it park itself. It did good most of the time. Even when the lines weren't super obvious, it did a pretty good job.
Yeah. Yeah. And those things are fast. Like, I'm glad we don't have this on video, but we're going around the corner. He's like, you want to feel it? I was like, sure. As soon as you hit the straightaway,
Gavin booked himself instantly, you know what I mean?
It's like 0 to 60, like 0 seconds, like, oh.
I didn't want to say anything. We had to get the car detailed the next day.
That's fine. I apologize.
It sounds like you guys had a lot of fun. And I'm assuming all the wires got ran, all the cameras are installed, right? Yeah?
I mean, I had to like twist his arm to get more wires installed. Like we ran the doorbell and he was like, well, that's it. I was like, what do you mean that's it? Like,
oh, and the chime. Doorbell and a chime.
Oh, yeah, the chime. My bad.
Yeah.
But, in typical customer fashion, Gavin didn't listen to me. I was like, look, Gavin, we need to cut a hole right here on the wall where the doorbell is going to go. And then we need to cut one down below, and that's how we can get the wire. And he goes, well, I think we could just remove the trim. We could just remove the trim and it would be easier. And I was like, I don't think it is. And so he decided to remove the trim. And he got the trim off, and I said, yep, look, there's no room here. We can't run the wire. And so now I have to cut 2 holes still.
Oh, man.
Yeah, after he ran those 2 wires, I saw how many holes got cut. I was like, all right, we're good. We're good.
I did cut one unnecessarily in his wall. And that was my fault, and I pointed it out. But that's kind of your karma, I think. So
thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
At least it's an easy fix.
Yeah, just hide it with the mirror.
Yes.
So no one stole Justin's car. That sounds like it was all right.
He had it parked in the garage most of the time.
Okay.
I told him to park it in the garage the whole time.
All right. Safe and sound.
Nobody wants my car.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a bunch of pictures. I mean, Gavin, honestly, you live in a nice neighborhood. So it's like, I just don't understand with all this stuff you're talking about.
Well, it's not the people in my neighborhood. It's the people from outside the neighborhood that come checking the cars and stuff like that. So
they see Gavin's nice things.
That's why they target, well, now I'm going to have a whole bunch of cameras, some P2Zs and stuff. So that's going to be exciting when I finally get around to ordering it.
Yeah, so we did run the doorbell and the chime. And then I installed 2 cameras in the driveway for Gavin, or 2 wires in the driveway for Gavin. So that way he can add cameras there if he wanted to.
Nice.
I was going to do the one up top, like overlooking his pool, but I knew Gavin would never get on a ladder that high to actually install the camera. And so I never did anything with it. I was like, see, this is why you have cameras before I get there, because you could have a nice camera overlooking the pool and seeing everything. But
your next
didn't have
visit.
anything.
Your next visit.
Yeah. I don't think so.
I could get the neighbor to do it if I wanted to, but
He would.
he would. The only problem, he's old school, so explaining to him what I want to do half the time is the hard part. That takes longer than the install. Why do you want a camera here?
Just put one of those solar ones in. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I got my Echo Bee. It's like, what do you want an Echo Bee for? Just get this old school thing. It never fails. What do you want an Echo? What are you going to do with an Echo Bee? Now he calls me all the time. He's like, I need you to come help me program this person's Echo Bee.
Yeah. It's happened to me plenty of times.
Yeah.
I did get to meet Gavin's neighbor, who within like 30 seconds offered me the video of Gavin falling into the pool last year with his Sonos Ace headphones, right? And as a joke, I put it in the Slack channel that I'd be willing to sell it for a $20 a month Patreon subscription. And somebody offered up $20. And so I sent them the video. Nobody else has offered up $20 though.
Yeah. We know of one person. I haven't even seen it, so that's how exclusive this video is.
So the story of this is, my neighbor came home one day. He was having the worst day possible, and I felt so bad for him. I go, "You think you had a bad day?" And I go, "You don't understand what just happened to me." And I showed him the video, and he instantly, his day just turned around. You know, he was laughing so hard, and for days he was like, "Send me the video, send me the video, send me the video. I want to show my wife. Send me the video." And I was like, "Fine, here." Within 5 minutes, he texted to all my friends.
He's been on Facebook.
Like, I had my friends messaging me going, "Nice video." And I was like, "How did you?" Oh, yeah.
Submitted it to one of those Canadian comedy show things.
It was hilarious. He asked me right away. He goes, "Have you seen the video?" And I said, "No." And he showed me the video. And then he goes, "Do you want it? Send it to yourself."
Yeah.
I mean, how can I not take advantage of that?
Well, that's why I have the VR one with him, right? That one's just as funny too.
Oh my God, that was great.
We took them to a VR area, VR gaming place once, right? And he's in the machine, and there's one game where you walk out onto a plank, in virtual plank, right? And you're supposed to jump off of it. So we were telling him, walk off the plank and jump, and he literally ran forward and dove. Right? And the couch with his wife was in front. He landed on her. The couch, all the keyboard, the computer came down, everything.
Oh,
it was. So I have that video of him, and he has my pool video.
It's too funny.
Yeah, I mean, if our listeners knew who he was, I would sell the video too, if that makes you feel any better.
But other than that, we went to the Jays game. We saw, took you guys, we saw downtown Toronto. It's not really exciting.
It wasn't.
Lots of good food.
It was pretty clean though. I mean, cleaner than New York City. I mean, New York City, you just walk around, there's just stuff everywhere. It was not in Toronto, at least. There was a Trump flag though. It's not something I wanted to see right outside the train station.
That's kind of weird. I mean,
there was some like delegates coming up and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Obama was in town and stuff too. Yeah. And then, I took him to the beach by the house, and we walked. It was cold, but we walked it, and then they could see we saw
a nuclear plant. It was pretty nice.
Our nuclear plant was in the background, so they got to see that too. So yeah, it was pretty good. If you guys came up for longer, we'd have more to do.
Yeah, we weren't up there for many days. I think it was like 3 full days. So
yeah,
we still did a lot. We went to Petapalooza. We got to see pets and dogs available for adoption and stuff. We saw dogs jumping into water, seeing how far they could jump.
Oh, that's entertainment. I mean, honestly, that would go.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Who knew they did stuff in Canada? It's crazy.
All sorts of fun stuff, it sounds like.
Oh, every weekend
you guys should just be a state. I mean, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah. Just welcome.
If it cuts back on shipping, sure.
At some point that you guys are going to be like, we give up. We surrender.
Yeah. So we went to a bar Saturday night, and we were ordering drinks, and the girl's just like, we have no American alcohol here, but their menu involved American alcohol. So I was there on Wednesday talking to her, and apparently they don't get American alcohol in that bar anymore because tariffs make it so expensive.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't drink, so I didn't know that, right?
Yeah, and I thought it was only the electronic stuff because clearly we don't have tariff on alcohol, but even we did, like, mostly the stuff I buy is affected in that way. So I did not know that.
Yeah. Learn something new.
Speaking of learning stuff new, we got a bunch of stuff to learn today. We got a bunch of new products. Of course, we didn't know if there was going to be a show this week. We were just going to talk about what you guys did in Canada, but Ubiquiti's come out with something. So I guess, that means we have to have a show. We can't have a week this week without Ubiquiti coming out with something. So what do you guys say we jump into these HomeTech headlines?
Let's do it.
All right. Yeah, well, Ubiquiti has a new UniFi Protect network video recorder G2. It comes in the Pro, and I think there's two variants of this. One is like a 1U and a 2U, and so if you've got the UNVR, the regular one, I guess the UNVR G2 is just the 1U rack mount one, and there's a UNVR G2 Pro, which is the 2U rack mount. It has up to 8 3.5 hard drive bays. What's cool about this new G2, it has HDMI output on it and built-in AI event analytics.
Woo!
Yeah. So, TJ, you and I were talking about a little bit about this one before the show, but I think this the G2, the regular old G2 is going to be a winner for a lot of people. What was it, $699?
Yeah, so $699 for it's 4 hard drives. So, I mean, that's plenty for a lot of small businesses. 30 4K cameras or 60 HD cameras, which I think they classify as 1080p. So really the winning point of this is the HDMI output, because that is not included on like any NVRs at this point. It's really just the NVR instant. And then also the AI built into it as well. So with this, you can actually search for like, person with red hat or, whatever actual specific term you want, which is really nice once you actually start using it. So I know some other companies that I actually use that have this capability, but they charge a monthly fee for it. So the fact that you could do this for free is great.
So if you have this, you don't need that AI key thing then, right?
Correct. Yeah. And it's like, what, $1,000 for the AI key or something by itself. So...
Yep, and the G2 Pro is $1,000, $999 US. But what I thought was interesting too on these, they're building in the these have like, I guess this is part of the software update that introduces alongside of this, because they've updated. Sometimes you have to update your software to have new model numbers and new capabilities. The software actually updates for SIA-DC09, which is a way that you can integrate your cameras, the camera system, in with alarm monitoring stations. So in locations where that's a required thing, where they have to have like a visual dispatch or something like that, you could use these cameras to integrate with those alarm services and not have some janky, alarm panel system hooked up to it that has arguably worse looking cameras and worse cameras than what you get from Ubiquiti. So I think this is pretty nice. Nice update all around. You can now fully customize your dashboard widgets if you want.
Yeah, the actual update for itself was pretty sweet. They had another new product too, the SuperLink remote control. This is something you could tie in to like open a gate, for example, by pressing a button. So they got a couple new products that came out recently.
Oh, it's like a little car fob thing.
Yeah.
4 buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4. Press the button, it does something. Yeah.
I didn't even realize they modified the design of the G2. It's a different front design to it. It looks nice.
Yeah, it actually does look pretty nice.
Yeah.
The other nice thing about the software too is that they added support for OnVIF audio and motion detection. So there's some other possibilities with OnVIF cameras there, which is pretty nice.
Interesting. What looks different about the front of these? Those are the hard
it's like the hard drive's recessed instead of flush mount.
Yeah, compare it to the NVR. Take a look at the NVR. Is a more flat design on the front. Where on the G2, it's beveled in a way. They have it like recessed.
Yeah, it does look pretty nice.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little less, easy to accidentally pop those drives when they're running, huh? You ever done that? Like,
Yeah, I have done that. They also do specifically state on the NVR page that they support 2.5 inch drives, which I don't remember them really talking about that in other NVRs.
they haven't talked about it, but I remember seeing it on there. Like, I think it's on the other one as well. The UNVR.
Yeah, it's like the UNVR Instant says 3.5 inch hard drive, and then the so the NVR, the UNVR on the diagram says 3.5, but in the actual description it says 2.5 and 3.5.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of weird that they specified it.
Same connector, just different place for the screw holes. That's all. At least has a 10G SFP port too. That's kind of nice. It'll be free up some of the congestion across the little slower Ethernet.
I don't remember. Was the Alarm Hub kit out last time we talked?
We've talked about it, but I don't. What's it running? What's the price?
$399.
Yeah, it was a kit though. It was the individual parts weren't out.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Ubiquiti's always got something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I keep running across things on their website. I'm like, oh, when did they start doing that? We got some stuff from UniFi. They've got a new RoboVac. A couple of weeks ago we had the Skeet Vac. Well, this one is a smelly one. This one will go around spraying, I guess, air freshener in your house. So while it's vacuuming, it will. Yeah, I mean, there's always something here. I don't know. That's the trick for this one. They will spray your house with citrus and basil, bamboo and sage, and bergamot and lychee, I guess. It's a new $1,600 or €1,600 UniFi robot vacuum Omni S2, and it's got a can of Febreze inside of it, I guess.
I like how the base stations for these things just keep getting more and more obnoxious. I mean, look at this thing. I actually can't tell how tall it is, but it looks very tall. Where am I going to put this at? In the middle of the living room, like this picture is telling me I should? I don't think so.
You should, yeah.
Yeah, right in the middle.
That's right.
They're coming up with all sorts of like gimmicks now. Like it's pretty much a mature thing, and I've never complained that under my bed smelled bad, so I guess this will take care of that.
It's an integrated aromatherapy module built into the robot itself. There we go. Also, what's this thing here? It's not mentioned on the page anywhere, but it has like a ozone piece to the is it in the water tank? What are they doing here? I don't know. It happens here in Florida. Like if I don't get over there, if I don't change the tanks like every day or every other day, like it can get all like nasty and moldy or something. So I don't know if they do have something inside the water tank where it like cleans it during the day. That'd be nice. And here, ozonated water. It to help clean the mop clean. So it does. It must do something with the water to keep the mops clean. That'd be nice.
And I've been on the market for a RoboVac, but another one. But I just want the vacuum. I don't want the mopping. But it seems like they're all coming with mopping features now, and the ones with the vacuums are like the older models.
Well, now they moved past. They're starting to move past the mopping. They're doing scents and squirting on your floor, and yeah, there's all sorts of gimmicks now, Gavin. I might be in the market for one too. Mine has stopped mopping. I don't know. We were talking about like this thing is it's driving around with dry mop pads. I don't know what's caused it to start doing this, and there's like all sorts of theories that you could do. This is the I think it's the Xiaomi version. What is it? My Home or I can't remember the name of this. Dreamy. Dreamy.
Oh,
the Dreamy Bot thing. Yeah. I don't know. There's all sorts of theories about what you can do. Like squirting water, like to try and clear out the like in where the water inlet goes in from the thing. And I'm like, I don't know. Like this is a bunch of people on Reddit telling you what to do. I might have to call them up and see if there's any suggestions. Kind of sucks though.
If they wanted a feature to add, but why don't they add like baseboard cleaning to it? Little brushes on the side of it that clean off your baseboards too, because I still have to go and clean all the baseboards.
Yeah, to knock off the dust off the baseboard shelf. That'd be nice. Yep. No. They'll just make your house smell a little bit better. with ozonated water.
And it's probably a subscription service where you got to order the modules
Probably.
or something. Yeah.
Can't refill them yourself.
It also has matter control if anybody cared. It's basic. Start, stop cleaning, and send it back to the dock. So it basically works like our lawnmowers do right now. So
the nice part with the Matter integration in Home Assistant, certain models, you can map the rooms to Home Assistant areas, which is pretty cool because then you could command it to go clean an area from Home Assistant. So, but only certain vacuums and stuff, yeah.
Might not be this one because it says the integration is pretty basic. So, yeah. Speaking of basic, the Amazon has announced 2 new 2K Blink video doorbell models, a wired only model and a battery model. The Blink wired doorbell 2K, I hate these Amazon names, is Blink's first wired doorbell that doesn't require the Blink sync module, though it still can actually work with one. And dropping the batteries makes it smaller, but also means that it has no backup if the power goes out. The battery doorbell 2K can run on lithium AA batteries and requires a sync module. And both doorbells work with the Blink smart video descriptions, which send text summaries and alerts, basically saying there's a person with the red hat playing basketball or walking up your driveway, taking your packages. Let's see, how much are these things? The 2K wired is $49. The battery one is $69. And the battery doorbell with the sync module, which you'll need if you don't already have one, is $79. So not bad. No, these are always cheap, but I know people that have these and like them because it's pretty straightforward.
Plus a subscription.
Yeah, it looks pretty obvious where the button for the doorbell is too, so that's always a bonus.
They know how to design a doorbell over there at Amazon.
Good job.
I like the AI descriptions though. Like when Ring added it, I started messing with my neighbor and I would do weird things to just see what the description came up. But so many times it's like there's a stranger looking into your vehicle or trying to open your vehicle door. He would open the door faster when he got that notification.
Let's see. Some more security news here. We've got a slew of security news here. The FBI may have rebooted your router recently. And if they have, you probably need to get a new one because it can have, I swear they've done this before, but all right. So there's
it's forever old. That's why you need a new one.
Yeah, exactly. This GR-linked APT28, aka the Fancy Bear people, have had these router access things set up where they can go in and they were using these for like botnets in the past. Is what I remember them using it for. But they hack the routers. They put in this software stuff, and it just sits there as ready to do its thing. Or maybe it can intercept credentials, tokens, whatever. You've got a bad router. It looks like TP-Link models were targeted in this situation. I guess the FBI had gone in and pushed the reset button on this because the reset will dump the bad firmware from memory, but it doesn't solve the problem that the router isn't updated. So at this point, if you have one of these old routers that is being hacked and the FBI is rebooting it for you, maybe it's time to go
buy a new one.
Yeah, it's time to get a
okay.
new one. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's funny reading the comments. It was funny reading the comments on some of the articles because people are like, I can't believe the FBI is allowed to do this. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's already compromised.
Yeah. It's like you're causing problems everywhere else. They should just brick it and be like, I don't know what happened.
That's what I was saying. Destroy it.
Yeah. Tons of TP links are on this list. We'll put a link to the article in the show notes. It's pretty much most.
But they're all like wireless end routers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like old G routers and stuff like that. So I'm sure there's some newer stuff on the list, but most of these are very old.
Well, if you have a TP-Link, well, you're not going to buy a new TP-Link because they're not on the list. They're not in America, at least. But if you have one of these old versions, it's time to update. Pay another $30 for a new TP-Link router. Get it put in. Let's see. 1 million baby monitors and security cameras were, I guess, easily viewable by hackers. Many Wi-Fi baby monitors and security cameras tied to the Chinese white label maker Mieri Technology, I guess is how you may say that, were dangerously insecure, exposing around 1.1 million cameras across 118 countries. Yeah. When we were looking for baby monitors, there were like all these like Wi-Fi ones out there, and I was like, nope, not gonna happen. Like, no. One, there's a delay on them. Like, it's not like live. So we just went with the good old fashioned RF one, and I had it for a long time before we actually stopped using it, but it worked well. The video is 100% live. It doesn't break, and the only thing you had to worry about it was the battery would die from time to time. Like, you have to get a new battery for it. But these things, man, there's no way I would use a Wi-Fi baby monitor. No thanks. See these companies like $30 baby. They're not that. They're very expensive baby monitors. I'm not gonna lie, but like I don't know who these companies are. Like I don't know who's made this software. I don't know that the servers are secure, and clearly they're not. So
Yeah, definitely not. They say that some of the biggest customers for this company is Wise, so that's always a good sign. But they had a server with all of their 678 employees with their emails and phone numbers, and he sent a message through WeChat to the CEO or the boss. So he's like, "This I got your number from this way, blah blah blah." So it's been like this for a while. So don't see this getting fixed anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they said that they changed their password and they shut down whatever it was doing, but
I hope they didn't just add a number to the end.
No, they had the exclamation mark on the end.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
And they replaced the letter E with a 3, and it's hack proof now. They said it only affects firmware 3.0 and below, but they want customers to update. So it's they've told you now. It's your fault if you haven't updated. Jeez,
I bet you 90% of their customers have no clue.
No clue. Yeah,
they don't know anything about.
They don't care.
They
don't know anything about it.
That's the issue with technology. Like when we talked about the routers, I bet you most people won't even know their routers mess up. They'll just be like, my internet's not working.
Yep.
And they'll change from Wi-Fi over to, to their cell service and just use that.
Yep. Well, last one here in the security world, Yarbo says that they will completely remove a remote backdoor from the robot lawnmower that they had set up. Pretty much it allowed anyone to go in and reprogram the mower over the internet. Co-founder Kenneth Coleman tells The Verge that customers will be able to decide whether the remote access feature gets installed at all. What is this? I guess it's for authorized internal company personnel to troubleshoot the devices. I mean,
so this story is actually changing a bit, and there's been updates since. Yeah, they've said they were going to leave the intentional backdoor, but secure it more. The reason why is they say they need to still get into the lawnmowers to help support them remotely, right? Well, at that point, like, put a feature in the app where they can request access to your lawnmower. You can click yes, allow them, and then they get the access.
Yeah,
like that's the way to do it. Don't just leave these intentional backdoors.
Yeah, that's what some other companies do as well. You have to literally go in there and approve it. I think even Samsung TVs have this option now.
Yeah, yep, they do.
You can go in there, like give them a code or something like that. That way they can actually see your stuff. So this definitely is possible, and how I think it should be handled as well.
Yep, I was looking at what was that, the little ADSB receiver I have tracking all the airplanes, right? And there was a feature in there. It's like, this thing is off. And I'm like, what the heck is this? It's exactly, I did a Google search on it, and it's just a little, it is the back door. If you're having problems with it, that the company that is collecting the data from this thing can remote in and kind of poke around and see. It just kind of gives them access to log into the device remotely. But it's like, you have to like physically like go in while you're on the phone with them, I guess, and turn it on, right? And I guess if you're that far, at least they know that the Raspberry Pi that I'm hosting it on is up and going. But they have the ability to go in and do it when the customer wants, not like always on and just like, yeah, we need to get in there and remotely figure out what's going on. No, come on. Now they're going to put a password on it, so everything will be okay. Yeah. As far as things go, the robot lawnmower is probably like the least of my concern. Like, maybe they'll make it drive down into the ditch or something, but I'm not. I would not worry. I'm not worried about that one too much. Like if it's the Wi-Fi baby monitor, that one for sure. Update, lock it down,
creepy.
for sure. All right. Well, all the links and topics we discussed tonight can be found over in our show notes at HomeTech.fm/574. All right. Nothing in the mailbag this week, but we do have a pick of the week. And this comes from Jake, and he was putting up this really cool. He was showing us this really cool like install he did with one of those like wall hanging TV things.
There's a calendar.
Yeah, he had like a calendar on it, and he was like, he sent a picture to us. He's got a nice little picture here of what it looks like some guy just working around a pool, you know.
Yeah,
So
what's gonna happen?
Family photo or something like that.
It looks like a cold day too. I mean, it looks like the pool is half full or anything.
It was a cold day. It was a cold day. The pool was half full.
Man,
the guy's in full clothing, heavy clothing, you know.
What do you mean the guy? Isn't that you?
What a nice install though, right? Like, I mean, it's a really well,
it's clean.
It's really clean. There's no wires running from down behind the thing. It's like all tucked. Yeah. I mean, really nice. I don't know.
That's how it should be.
Yeah. I don't know what that photo is. It's really strange, Gavin. It's just, seems familiar.
Whatever.
And then there's a second one. He edited it to make it look like I was pushing Gavin in the pool.
Which allegedly.
Which I just want to go on the record and say I did not do that.
Well, it's right there. It's on his wall screen thing.
It's AI.
That picture of you pushing me in the pool looks more real than half the Trump posts out there now.
Oh man, it's true.
Yeah.
Thought he was a doctor. Let's see. If you have any feedback, questions, ideas for the show, picks of the week, give us a shout. Email address is feedback@hometech.fm, or you can head on over to hometech.fm/feedback and fill out that online form. Project updates. Gavin, you were talking about your working around the house, and TJ kept talking about the PP you guys were working on.
Yeah, Gavin's PP. Justin was blowing on Gavin's PP a lot during that time.
It's just like, what are they talking about? So I figured I'd just wait to find out now. What's
you guys stay until like 2 or 3 a.m. just blowing on Gavin's PP.
Wow, you just make everything sound like bad. So one of the things Justin did when he was here is he created a pool pressure sensor for me.
Oh,
for my pool filter.
Gotcha.
So when you have a pool, the filter, collects things out of the water and stuff, but then the pressure builds up into it. And you have to backwash everything out of it every now and then.
Right. You look at the little gauge, and if it's too high, you know that the filter's clogged, and you need to clean it out. You backwash it out, and it's good for a little bit longer.
Yeah, exactly. So what he did is he created one using the various Apollo parts. I had that sensor actually because it was on my list of projects I wanted to do. But he took everything and threw it all together and created an ESP Home battery-powered sensor that we just put in, and now I'm getting all the pressure readings from my pool, and I've even automated it to notify me. So
that's cool.
It calculates, the lowest point at when the pressure was, which is usually after I have backwashed it, and then it will calculate, a certain percentage above that and notify when it goes above there and say, hey, time to backwash the pool.
That's cool. That's really handy, honestly.
Yeah.
And so you already had the sensor sitting there. He just had to hook it up to the board.
Wired it up. He flashed the firmware and he spent a lot of time trying to get a Zigbee version of it working, because I wanted the Zigbee version because it's better battery life, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we're just having too many problems with the Zigbee. It's still experimental at this point. So before he left, he quickly threw on the ESP Home one, and it's been working great since. I've been sending him graphs of the pressure from the pool. You could see when I backwashed it and how the pressure just drops, and it was going up because I was cleaning out the pool, so all the gunk was getting in there. So it works great. I'm happy about that.
Awesome. Yeah, that's the ESP Home stuff. They have a ton of it over in it's kind of what the whole company's based around. It's so good for just if you have that sensor, right? You can figure out how to take one of his modules, like one of the development modules or anything really, and just adjust a couple of settings in a YAML file to say, this is what this is how you read it, upload the firmware, it works. It's amazing. It works. It puts the entities there in Home Assistant or wherever else that you can hook up to ESP Home. It's a really they're really doing a good job over there. I've been very impressed with it.
My one gripe about the ESP Home sensors, though, and I'm gonna bug Justin and see if we can fix this somehow. But when it comes to the battery sensors, because of the way they work, they have to go to sleep. And then you program and you say, wake up every hour and report. And they'll wake up, connect to your Wi-Fi back, send over the report, and then go back to sleep. The problem is when you reboot your Home Assistant, that sensor now will be offline and unavailable until next time it wakes up and checks in. Right? Because of how things work. It doesn't retain.
It doesn't persist it. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't retain the previous value or anything, which is what I want to see if we can get that working. Because now every time I reboot my Home Assistant, this sensor will be offline until the next time it reports in.
Yeah.
And it just messes up some of my reporting for online, offline devices. So that's my only gripe with the ESP Home with the battery powered stuff. With the wired stuff, it's fine. As soon as it comes back up, it pings it reports in, you're back online.
Does it go straight into offline? Does it not just go, does it not have like a third unknown state that it could go to?
No, it's like unavailable. All the entities get marked as unavailable.
Oh, okay. I mean, that makes sense, I guess.
Until it next comes up, right?
Right.
Where I had issues with this was I think it was temperature sensors or something like that. And I have them incorporated into other groups of temperature sensors. And when they went offline, then it just threw off all the measurements, right? Until next time they reported back in. And if you have automations built on stuff like that, it kind of messes you up until they start reporting back in again. So I want to see if we can fix that.
Yeah.
He thinks there may be a way, but I was giving him some time to relax before I start bugging him again.
What a nice guy.
The other things I did, I know, I think of you guys. The other things we did there, well, after TJ wired up the doorbell and the chime, those are going well. I have the G4 doorbell, which is the previous one because I think they released the G6 now, right? But that G6 one just looks so big. It looks like they took away features, right? With the G4, it has the fingerprint reader, which is really cool because now I can just walk up my door, put my finger on it, and it unlocks my door. And you do that through the UniFi console. You set up a webhook into Home Assistant, and it fires when I am unlocking the door. And I showed the wife, and she was like, cool. When are the holes in the wall going to be fixed?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, 5 years on that. So plenty of time still.
Yeah. Next time TJ comes in.
And now that I finally got the chime up, I can really see how loud the chime is after putting on my custom ding dong.
You got your ding dong on. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's actually much louder now than the original chime effect they have. So that's really good. Yeah. Now I can hear the doorbell ringing.
Yeah, those the default chime is not very good. So, but yeah, Gavin's
it's not.
Gavin's got the best ding dong out of all of them.
Gavin's chime for his ding dong is really good.
Yeah. I just bumped it up. So if you want my ding dong, just feedback at HomeTech.fm.
So yeah, you can do that. You can search our website for Gavin's ding dong. I think it's a whole episode. It'll show up on there.
$30 Patreon.
Can't miss. Yeah, for $30, TJ will do that for you and send the file.
I posted it on my OnlyFans account.
Good idea.
And the other thing that came out this week was Unraid 7.3.0 stable was released. I'm not upgrading to this yet because there are some significant changes in here. But one of the key changes to it, though, is the license key and how it's tied to your hardware. So before you used to have a USB key and the license key was tied to the GUID on that key. But people were complaining because it was starting to get harder and harder. It was getting harder and harder. I'm surprised because a lot of USB keys are sold without that GUID, or they're sold with the same GUID on all their keys. Mm-hmm. So it messes up the license. I had to replace
You have to get
mine.
A specific USB key. You have to get and you couldn't
use. It's unavailable. You can't find one.
Yeah. As a pain, it really was. So you don't have to do that anymore?
No. So with 7.3.0, they now can tie it to the TPM on the system if you want, or to the hard drive. So you can use an internal hard drive, or you can even use a part of one of the pools. So they've thought of multiple ways to that you no longer need a USB key. Well, so don't run out and replace your USB key if you don't have to. If it's working, it's working. You can still use the USB key, but when it dies, at least you can now switch over to one of the internal drives afterwards. So it's a nice update. There's a lot of other updates in this, but including security. And speaking of security, if you're not ready to jump to 7.3.0, they also released an update to the 7.2 stack. So they released 7.2.6, which has some critical, again, security updates in it. So if you're not going to go to 7.3.0, at least update to 7.2.6.
What security issues?
Various CVEs. There's been some big CVEs released lately, thanks to AI.
Oh, yeah. The AI is cleaning things up these days and making things worse, but also cleaning things up. So,
yep.
I may need to investigate that. Well, I mean, for the most part, mine aren't exposed to the internet. I guess they kind of are. I've got a couple of Cloudflare.
Well, if someone hacks into your baby camera, they can get to it.
They can get into it. Yeah. That's true. It would be, what do they call that? A side attack or side channel attack or something like that?
These days, I don't know how things are connected to the internet, because the Unraid does connect to their Unraid Connect.
They do have they do have their own API.
So to be safe, just update your stuff.
Yeah, I don't know
update
what version I'm hanging out on these days. I think I've been mostly updated on these.
Don't do it on the show, because it's going to probably take down your
It'll probably take down something. Yeah.
Break everything.
Yeah.
7.2.3 is what I'm on. So.
Oh, you're far behind. You got 2 updates to go at least.
Oh my god.
Get to 7.2.6. At least get yourself to there. Worry about 7.3 later. I'm giving 7.3 a few weeks for other people to experience.
It's got to. Yeah, you don't want a 0.0.
Yeah.
You don't want a 0.0.
So. But that summarizes my projects for this week. TJ, what do you have going on?
No projects for me, because as soon as I got back from Canada, I went straight on a road trip for work. So I ordered a new kitchen door that hopefully I will replace this weekend. Maybe it's some other tech projects I got going on. So not a lot for me. What about you, Seth?
I just continue tinkering with the little ADSB video thing. I was getting frustrated with the way it was connecting to through the ESP Home, the M1 chip thing. So I was like, well, let's hook it up to a Raspberry Pi. And I was having problems with the Raspberry Pi that's outside. It's an older version, right? It's a 3B. So yeah, they're pretty old. But I mean, for the most part, it's respectable still. I think you can still do a lot with the 3B these days. But I went ahead and ordered a 5, a little, what they call a PoE hat, a little thing you can stick on top of them to give them power. And it has a built-in fan on it.
I've always wanted to buy one of those PoE hats. I've never had a reason to, though.
Yeah, it works well. Like it extends like the pins that you would need for like the IO pins. It extends those up above it. This one's for the 3, so you don't have to worry about that. But the 5 actually just sits over the whole thing. Comes with a little the heat sink, so that you can kind of stick that on, like a real thin heat sink where you stick that on. It's like rides the fan, like sits right on top of it, and then there's no like PoE ports on these. They're just like they have the components, I guess, and it feeds the power for PoE through the little Ethernet port up into this and then back down, so everything runs. It's a fun little like upgrade. It really wasn't hard to do. Like snap the board on and put some screws in and you're good to go. That said, like setting up the Raspberry Pi the rest of the way was not fun. I had a 128 gigabyte card that was like flashing and flashing and flashing. And like, I cannot get this thing to work. And started looking online. They're like, well, maybe the port, the SD card port is dirty. Blow that out. Okay, try that again. I tried flashing like a smaller version of the Pi software. No dice. So eventually I was just like, you know what? I'll just dig around and find another. I found an Amazon brand 128 gigabyte card. It worked fine. Immediately booted up, where I just like went straight through it. And I put it on the TV behind me. You can see the hacking going on back there. That's a fun little like thing that somebody has set up. Is like you run a command and it makes it look like your computer is being hacked by a hacker. See, all that stuff is going on. It's called Hollywood. That's the command. It looks like a Hollywood TV screen. Like CSI over here. And So all that to say, like I wanted to move the M1 screen over to the Pi. I should be able to do that fairly easily, and just use the screen, and then be able to have like a hardwired with PoE going into it. I probably still have to power the screen because I don't think that the PoE hat's not going to be enough to power the screen separately. So I'll probably still have to do that. But I don't know, just having issues with the I think it was just the way that the WLED software that runs on the M1 chip thing was. I had to like use this streaming protocol from a Docker. It would drop frames. It would drop changing lights. So sometimes you'd have like artifacts of LEDs that just stayed on when you needed to like. You'd have like gibberish, you know, it would turn your words and letters into gibberish because some lights would still be left on. They would just never turn off. So I don't know. I'm going to try just moving it over to the local fast processor, you know, Raspberry 3B or the Pi, the 5 will work. So we'll see what happens. And then the other thing I started working on was finally, I was like, I'm sitting here, I've got these development boards from Apollo. So I hooked up my development board. I got everything all set up here.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's all wired. There's extra
Don't
wires.
bring that on a plane.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. So I finally got this. This is my light sensor thing, and I'm trying to like put it all together. So this like does like light sensing, and it will tell you what the ambient light CTT value is. So if I stick this little sensor over in the window, and it's sunny outside, it has to be pretty sunny actually, then it will tell you like what the CTT of the ambient light is outside, and I'm going to take that, feed that back into Home Assistant, and match it on the lights inside, so that the outside light looks like the inside light, and you don't have bright blue lights at night. You don't have orange lights during the day.
That sounds pretty fun. Have you looked into the adaptive lighting integration with Home Assistant at all?
I have, but it's like a straight across the board. Like it just kind of adjusts with the day and then goes back out, right?
Yeah. So
like if it's an overcast day, it doesn't change, right?
Yeah, that's very true.
I'm just trying to tinker with it and see if I can use this little light sensor to get the exact value that it is outside your window, match it inside. And it's really not that hard. I probably just made it more hard than it should be.
No.
Never.
Yeah. The little this is kind of what you were saying earlier about getting Zigbee working. I did Wi-Fi first, Gavin, because I was like started messing with Zigbee and couldn't really. It's like, nah, I think I'm gonna hold off on this. Actually, these boards, they're the ones that we were talking about that have they do Matter too. So I could have this as a Matter device.
I just think the firmware may be experimental still, not matured. So that's probably why he was having issues with the Zigbee stuff. Yep.
Or it's Thread, Matter. I think it's Thread. It can do Thread or Matter, or Wi-Fi. I think so. But yeah, I'll probably stay on Wi-Fi until all the bugs get worked out, and then I can work on introducing other bugs. That's kind of the way I look at it. So
yeah, probably a good idea.
It doesn't. And Gavin, you were kind of saying like how the battery thing works. Yeah, that's definitely tricky. That's why I have all these little parts and pieces. It's crazy. Like none of this stuff is like, it's like $6 for a bag of like these charger thingies, like little tiny chip board things. Like everything. None of this stuff is like super expensive, and it's all fun to kind of tinker with. So, it's kind of nice. I'm getting like to the point where I'm like, I really need to solder stuff and dust off those skills and solder something together. But for now, just experimenting. And I had to get I have one sensor that has like a factory calibrated sensor. I don't know if you guys can see this. And like this one is like pre-made. It's got like a little window on it. Can you see that? It's a little white. There it is. You can see the white circle that has the sensor underneath it. But the regular sensor is over here, and it's just like a chip. It's just like a little tiny chip with a hole on it. And the readings are, wildly different. And so I started reading, like, you have to go in and like actually find that component and see what they suggest the white thing should be over the top of the chip. And then you're buying like a $10 piece of plastic sheet from Amazon. So you can cut that and put it over. Yeah, I don't know. It's just funny. Like all the little things that you think you think, oh, this should be easy. I'll just wire it up together. No. There's all sorts of like learning that happens along the way. So that's been kind of fun. And of course, it's like the coding thing, like just sticking Claude code on something and say, hey, go just make this happen. I don't know, Gavin. They have this. I know you're not using the Claude code stuff, but they introduced a thing called Goal. GOAL. I don't know if I'm saying that.
Yes. Yeah.
You type that in and you're like, I want it to be this at the end. This is the end of the day. This is your project. And it just goes out and just it iterates and iterates and iterates till it figures out how to get it done. I'm like, oh, that's brilliant. They were doing such a good job over there. So
I guess they found it kept stopping too much. So now it's like, don't stop until you've created it, which can run up tokens.
Yeah. I mean, like the problem is that a lot of times it'll stop and say, oh, I can do that if you want me to. I'm like, yeah, that's the whole point of what we're trying to get accomplished here. Why are you stopping and asking me? Like, just do it. So like I've had a couple of prompts like built into these things to just like make them not do that or attempt to make them not do that. But even with some of the newer models that came out, specifically like the newer Opus, 4.7, and then GPT-5, what are we on, 5.5 or something like that?
Yes.
5, yeah. That one for sure will stop every time. Be like, hey, I could do this, blah, blah, blah. Like that one likes to do the engagement thing where it's like suggesting extra things. It'll try and do extra stuff. It's like, no, I didn't ask you to do that. Just stop. It's like you're just trying to keep me engaged with you, so I keep using your service and blowing tokens.
Yeah, on the AI front, you still using OpenClaw?
It's sitting there. It is working, and I ended up actually switching it finally over to the GPT stuff. Just not the same. It's not the same.
And I realized like with every update, like they just released like 2026.05.12 or something. And it broke everything, all my agents and stuff. And I had to go and figure out how to get it all working again with ChatGPT. And I finally got it all working. But I realized because of all the changes, they're not as powerful as they used to be. What I've got it doing now, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 different agents running now off of it. But what they are more or less now is just people that are agents that specialize in one thing, and that's all I talk to it about. And I may have it do some tasks here and there. Like I have an agent called Turf set up that's all about my lawn. Right. And this agent has access to my home assistant. So it can read all the sensors, like my weather station, the moisture of the soil. It can control my irrigation system if it wants, stuff like that. And it monitors the temperature, the soil temperature, and it tells me it's time to seed or to throw down, whatever, to do whatever with my lawn. So I've been kind of having more assistants created that will help me do things. I have one that just is my home lab agent, and he has access to my Unraid and my UniFi and stuff. And I'll ask him like, I'm seeing problems here. Check all the logs and see if he can figure out why this is happening. Right? I call him Rockwell. That's what I've been doing now with OpenClaw. Is they're just purpose specific agents, like I have a financial agent. I throw him financial questions in my documents and stuff, and he'll tell me about my retirement and stuff. So that's a cool one too. So that's what I've migrated to.
Yeah. The it looks like Anthropic is back on letting you. I don't know. It's like such a drama thing over there with these guys. I did see there was like an announcement that said you could use I think it's the Claude-P command. I think that's what they were using.
What they're allowing you to do is they're allowing you to use the Claude Code CLI as the authentication, and then you can use your OpenClaw with Claude through that. You have to share the files in. I couldn't get it working in my Docker, so I didn't switch back to Claude yet, but I didn't spend a lot of time with it either. I'm still using OpenAI, which is getting a lot of love with OpenClaw. Like all their releases, they're constantly talking about OpenAI. But like I said, every time
they own them essentially now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time they release an update, though, it breaks something. And then one of the easier ways to fix it is to run the OpenClaw doctor dash fix, and it goes through and looks at everything and fixes them for you because they know they broke it, but they created a tool to fix it.
Yeah, I have mixed results on that one too. But yeah, same problems the other day when I was updating and moving stuff around and getting the. I was trying to use some local models. They just weren't. They would work, but not as good. Really, I mean, man, the big models that Anthropic and OpenAI offer are the way to go right now. I will say that there's some like really promising smaller models coming out. Specifically, like the Google one that they released the other day. What was that one? Gemma.
Gemma 4, I think it is.
Yeah. And there's another one that somebody distilled Gemini down to like a 25 million token model thing that's supposed to have, I mean, that's like it's trained like on like Home Assistant and stuff like that. So I'm interested I think it's called like Cactus or something. I don't know, I have to go and look this up. I just saw it the other day, but for like that's tiny. That's absolutely tiny. It's something that's going to be like working well for what you're talking about. Like just check on my Home Assistant, check on this. It would be
very
perfect.
specific driven. Yeah.
I mean, on normal hardware, it's like 1,600 tokens per second. It will, and it has tool use. So like that's probably a pretty good thing. Yeah, it's gonna be screaming fast. So.
What I've noticed is more, I don't know what you would call these, but more alternatives to OpenClaw. So, some people have pointed me at Hermes, which was made specifically to run in Docker. And I may switch over to that at some point. I have one running. I just haven't really played with it much. Another person sent me one called craft.do or agents.craft.do. But they all are like what OpenClaw is, where it kind of interacts with the LLMs to get the results. I'm going to be looking into them because I really like having an OpenClaw type of program running that I can work with to get things done. And again, it's like an assistant. It remembers things. It will, in the mornings, it can look up things and let me know things, stuff like that. Things I don't want to waste my time doing, it will do it for me. So I'm taking a look at some alternatives. There's a lot out there, though.
Yeah, here it is. It's called Cactus Compute Needle. And they say they distilled Gemini 3.1 into a 26 million parameter simple attention network that you can even fine-tune locally with your Mac or PC. In production, Needle runs on Cactus at 6,000 tokens per second. It's like weights are fully open, blah, blah, blah. So like, I mean, this is like something you'd have to set up a bunch of other stuff to make work 100% correctly for, but still like, it's amazing what people are doing on this. From what I understand, this is discouraged from Google Gemini for them to like take their model and distill it down to something like this. They would rather you pay them for the Gemini model. So it does look pretty interesting. I wonder if there's a way you can I saw a couple of people were like saying that they were gonna throw it up somewhere where you can like test drive it. I was going to try doing that. To see.
Do you know how much GPU memory you need to run something like this?
For 26 million? I mean, nothing. Like, really? I mean, yeah, it's like, let's see. It has post-training 26 billion tokens of function call data. I 26 million would be very little. So
nice.
Yeah. Well, I'll try and find I'll find a demo of it and we'll play around with it, Gavin.
Okay.
There's a demo somewhere. I know some people were like, "Oh, I put it on this," and it was one of those things where you could go test drive an AI. So, check that out. But no, for the most part, I haven't been using it as much as I have been using Claude Code because they kind of like really they were favoring pushing people back into that ecosystem. But if I can hook the subscription thing back up to it, I think I might do that. This is so much better. So much better. It's like.
Well, you can, because you run it on a Mac Mini. it's a lot easier. Just install Cloud Code CLI and then set the authentication through that, and it should be able to just pick up it looks at the auth files to get all the information and just picks that up.
Yeah. I mean, they were doing that. It's just sort of like blocking it for some time, but
yeah, it's back now.
Yeah. The OpenAI stuff, I don't like. It's not sassy. The Claude stuff was really sassy, you know, like it had an attitude. And OpenAI, they're corporate and bland. So
Seth likes sassy.
I mean, it had a better attitude. Like it would come up with funnier things than
I always liked how it was like, my bad.
Yeah,
my bad.
It doesn't say that anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on getting that working and switch back over to it.
Yeah. I think it's going to wrap up the show this week. We want to send a big thank you to everyone listening to the show, but I want to send a big special thanks to those who are able to financially support the show through our Patreon page. If you don't know about our Patreon page, head on over to HomeTech.fm/support and learn how you can become a patron for as little as $1 a month. If you pay $5 a month, you get invited over to our Slack chat. If you pay $20 a month, like Jake, oh my gosh. Thanks, Jake. Not only do you get the big invite to the Slack chat, but TJ will send you a video of somebody falling into a pool. It's supposed to be amazing. I haven't even seen this. So, and then we do want to give a big shout out to Peter as well, who updated his pledge to $5. Thanks so much, Peter. You need to upgrade the Mastodon server at some point. His prices are going up. I don't know if you guys noticed
for the Mastodon server.
Yeah, it was just the prices go up. Evidently, if you're running a data center, Hetzner is like, hey, we're going to charge you more.
Wait. I thought this was like free open source. What's going on?
The software is free, but to run it's not.
Yeah.
You have to have a computer that lives on the internet.
And that's how they get you. They get you in first cheap, and then they're like, hey, we raise prices.
Well, Hetzner's been cheap for years. The problem is that the hardware is no longer cheap. So a lot of the prices are going up. Yeah. So anyway, there's all that kind of stuff. I have another project I guess we'll talk about later that's going to save a lot of money for the show. At least, money that I say the money for the show, money I pay to produce the show. That will go away. And I think I've figured out something that I can do to process the files locally and have them do exactly what I want them to do to sound nice and neat, like I'm doing with Phonics. So anyway, if you can't support the show financially, we just appreciate a 5-star review or positive rating in podcast app of your choice. That's going to wrap up this week in HomeTech. Everybody have a great weekend, and we will see you next week.
Till next time.
Take care. Will you ever come to Canada, Seth?
Yeah, I'd love to. It's fun up there. You guys have coffee, allegedly, in your stores that don't exist?
It's not very good, to be honest.
They have the big donuts, though.
Oh, we're getting Dunkin' Donuts up here.
I mean...
That's not good either, but...
they always had...
I don't understand why people like it.
Big donuts, that's why.
Yeah, they've gotten worse.
Well, when you guys are ready, Seth, you have a place to stay or you're invited, bring the family.
Cool.
It's very nice.
You can go to Wonderland.
He's upgrade the TVs in the guest room, but...
I saw... He doesn't want you to stay that long.
Well, if you come during the warm weather, you could go to Canada's Wonderland.
What is that?
And go on it's not like our theme park with the roller coasters.
Oh, okay. It sounded like a euphemism for something.
No, it's Canada's Wonderland.
Come ride Canada.
Yeah.
This weekend we're going, we were supposed to go to Rage Room, but we're going axe throwing.
Oh, axe throwing. Oh, yeah. They have that up here around. It shows up at various breweries where this guy has a trailer and you can throw axes. And I'm like, drunk people with axes. This sounds like a great idea.